everyone. My name is Greg Doyle and I'm the e-learning manager at the Faculty of Health Sciences at University of Cape Town. With me today is one of our lecturers in the faculty, Kerri Keet. Kerri, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thanks, Greg. So, as you've mentioned, I'm a lecturer in the faculty, specifically in the Division of Clinical Anatomy and Biological Anthropology, and I'm one of the anatomy lecturers.
What we're talking today is Vula, the learning management system at the University of Cape Town. So what I would like to know is what you like about Vula.
So what I like about Vula is the ease of access. It's easy to use, it's accessible for both staff and students, whether it be on your cell phone or on the computer, and very easy to navigate and to use.
Okay, I mean it's a good point that most of our students today have smart devices and they're on their mobile devices all the time. So the fact that they can access the lecture content or the learning management system from their smartphone, I think it's a big plus for Vula. Is there anything about Vula that you don't necessarily like or that you think could be better?
I think the one thing is just where the course content is uploaded. So you've got two options where you can upload your content as an attachment, which the students will then click on and download, or you can embed your content. And then once content's embedded, I find it almost like hides the other coursework that's attached. So students then struggle to find where all the notes are.
Okay. I think the point that raises is that in some of the Vula sites or course sites, there are multiple lecturers. So if they do things differently, it can confuse the students. So just something to keep in mind is that consistency is key, and it does help the students in terms of their learning. Why do you use Vula in your teaching though?
It's hard to imagine not using Vula. So I use Vula mainly to upload my lecture notes and to communicate with my students. So there's an announcement tab where you can send out an immediate message. You've already mentioned they're always on their smartphones. They will get the announcement as an email in the inbox. An alternative to that would be if you're not uploading your slides, you would need to actually give out hard copies, which is just taking up a lot of resources and time, whereas you can just do this instantly on Vula.
What advice would you give to somebody who just starts using Vula?
I would recommend that they have somebody show them how to use it. So it's not particularly difficult, but you might get confused if you're on the home page or if you're on the tabs or where to find your different course tabs. So I know that there are workshops that run throughout the university. So I'd recommend they join one of those or perhaps get one of the staff involved with Vula to help them.
Now, how did you start using Vula?
I started using Vula when I was a student, and then when I became staff I had to use it in a different way. And as mentioned before, I needed to find out how to put up my lecture notes, how to use announcements, and now I'm using it for setting my exams.
Okay. So how did you learn how to do that?
Oh, how did I learn? A lot of clicking, where am I, what's going on, and then signing up for the workshops, which I then did not attend because I didn't diarize them properly. And also by doing an online course, actually run in Vula, the Teaching, Learning and Assessment short course. But that's, even though it's on Vula already, so you need to know how to get there, it taught me a lot more about Vula than I already knew.
That's a good point, is that there are different ways in which you can learn how to use Vula. You can do the click here, click there approach, and if you have time, then that is fine. And there's some people who learn that way. You can attend one of the workshops that we run, or one of the short courses that we run that uses Vula, that showcase how it can be used. What impact has Vula made on your teaching?
So it's made it easier in that I can, as mentioned before, I can communicate instantaneously to the class. So a nice example of that is reminding them about our practical venues, where is the venue, how to get there, what they need to bring, and students or people in general need lots of reminders. So I can remind them a few times. I can also communicate if there's an emergency, there's been a last minute venue change, or if somebody's left their cell phone behind, I can just put an announcement, and I know within 10 minutes the student will be at my door. Where's my phone?
So I mean, this was just a very short video talking about the learning management system at UCT. It's based on the international project called Sakai. And in fact, Sakai is used at various universities in South Africa. UCT is definitely not the only one. But thank you so much for taking time to come and talk about how you use Vula.
It's a pleasure. Thank you so much for the invitation.